Welcome back everyone to a new video of Nimby Rails, and I am not as far as I wanted to be at this point. We are at episode 49 by now, I believe. Should be the one before part 50. I'm so bad with numbers. I just looked up at which episode I am 20 seconds ago and I already forgot again. But I said in the last episode that I wanted to finish all the white lines, so the work in progress lines, and I'm currently doing that. So for example here I'm currently working on the schedule between Warszawa, and Dzialdowo, and I found something relatively cool. Not too cool, but I wanted to share it with you. So when we are going in here between Dzialdowo, I believe, is it? Dzialdowo and the city area, there is a 3-track setup in real life. And I set it up one way into the city, so one track into the city with high speed, one track out of the city with high speed, and I can show you the speed, and one track with a little bit of slower speed out of the city. So you have a 2+1 configuration here. And then down here, I switch it up between the stations and made it to basically a 2-track mainline. So into the city, out of the city mainline, and then the right track here is in and out, so it's basically like a single track line. Why do I do that, or why did I do that? I was running out of time on my line between Zachodnia and Dzialdowo. We have a 8-minute stop time at Zachodnia. I wanted to keep that relatively long to simulate the driver getting around the train back to the other side of the train, so walking down the platform to, you know what I mean, switch the end of the trains, walk from one end of the train to the other end of the train to take the train back out of the city just the other way. And there are a lot of intercity trains on this line, you know that. So I always, or when I set up lines, for example here at Dzialdowo, I see that I have the chance to take the train stop, for example this one, stop 66, to track number 3 to put it away from the main line. And there we see 66 is, when I go to the orders, down here it's at 9:53, and then the next train that I need to let the next train to pass it is at 9:56 and 30 something seconds. I did not want to remove 3 minutes of time from the stop time at Zachodnia, so I decided to let it run down in the normal layout. And then here at, I won't pronounce that, at the station it's one further, so 67. The regional train arrives there at 56 and departs at 56 and 57. The train though, you can see it here, passes at 9:58, so no issue. If I would place a train there, I could stop it there for 2 or 3 minutes, but then it would basically be the exact same thing like at Dzialdowo, that I would need to remove 3 minutes of time from the stop time at Zachodnia. So I decided to let the train stop out here. So to set it up into a single track line, only for these 2 stops. This stop, I haven't named it yet, I have to look that up and finish that one. Here you can see the express from Gdansk passes at 59 and stop number 68, so down here, also arrives at 59 and departs at 10. So while the regional train is sitting out here on the single track, on the main line next to it basically the high-speed train passes, and then once the high-speed train passes, the regional train departs and then goes back into this 2+1 configuration for the last meters. So I thought that is quite a nice way to play around with schedules, one-way signals, the advanced signals to set waypoints, to get the train out of the way of the intercity without having to build an extra platform, without having to find a way to work it out with the 2+1 situation, or to change the stop time at Warszawa, Zachodnia. So that was just very cool. I wanted to share it with you. And how that actually looks when the line is set up, well, I will finish the setup of the line, and until then, for you it's a few seconds, for me it's already so long. I think I'm sitting here since over an hour setting up the entire stops switching around stops from one side of the tracks to the other sides to make way. So see you in a few seconds, and then I show you what I mean with how difficult it is to let the fast trains pass and how well most of the solutions I found actually are. Welcome back for the blue snake that's going north. The only line that's not finished is Olsztyn to Dzialdowo, but I'll take care of that later down the line. For now, I want to focus a little bit on the capital city. There's the river. In German it's called Weichsel, if I'm correct. I don't know the Polish or English name right now. I would need to look it up. Yes, it's, even if I try hard to remember what the name was, I don't. I just can't. But yes, what I wanted to say is east of the river, or most of our entire network is east of the river. Like 98% of the network are east of this beautiful river, and we will finally start to look west of this river. Of course, Zachodnia, Centralna are west of the river. It's basically part of the 1% of network that is not east of it. And I have already worked a little bit on going even further. I started with the depots. I started also with the regional train line down here. So this train version that the capital city of Poland has. It later connects into here. Then Reduta Ordona, Zachodnia, and then down Oszotka or Ochota, and then it ends at Centralna. It has relatively short trains, small trains, and that will be the next project. That will be the project for today. So once I'm done with talking, I will work on it. My question, what you can write down in the comments is, would you be interested in seeing this live? So I thought about live streaming a little bit. Maybe this would be a good idea to do it with working on these lines. So I can do some recording for the videos before the live stream. I could do some recording for the videos after the live stream. And then every time where I basically right now build off camera, I could do that on live streams. Have a nice chat, have a nice talk, maybe even do a live streaming format of fix your saves, because I've seen people asking me specific questions about their networks, which they can't fix by themselves. Maybe that would be a good idea. So just write it down in the comments what you think about that idea, because it could be very, very interesting, and I think it would be very educative. Oh my god, words in English. But I think you and me, we could all learn from this. So write it down in the comments if you would be interested in that, and would you like to see that, or do you think that that's a bad idea? The other thing you can see here is already the high-speed line, the one that goes towards the west. And it's the one that is, I think, planned. I haven't looked up the project, but on Open Railway Maps and also here in Nimby Rails, it is marked as a proposed new train route. I'm not sure if it's part of Rail Baltica or just part of an effort to make the high-speed network of Poland even better, or generally better. I thought it looked very, very nice. And this will be the next high-speed effort for our save for this network, to go west towards Lodz, I don't know how to pronounce it, and then Poznan and Wrocław. These will be the next high-speed targets. And then also from Poznan, it's not too far towards Frankfurt-Oder. That's the border to Germany. And Berlin is also not that far away, so yeah, it's interesting to slowly look at Germany, but there's so much to do. Also, the other option from not going west is to go south and work down on the Belarusian and Ukrainian border and expand the network down there. We will do that as well, of course, but for now the focus is on the western area, so let me do a little bit more of building. So the tracks I'm working on here, they belong to the VKD train line. VKD, it's a name I can't pronounce. The English version is basically Warsaw Commuter Railway. It is a suburban rail line serving the metropolitan area of Warszawa, and it is connecting the city towards the western suburbs, so with the western suburbs. So it ends at Milanowek, you'll see that later, and another town, Grodzisk Miesowiki, and I just love it. So the track was opened in 1927, originally called EKD, and it was one of the very first electric railways in Poland. It was renamed to VKD after the Second World War, when it was nationalized, and it continued with that name all the way to the modern day. Also, between World War II and the modern day. The entire line was modernized over and over again and is remaining to this day as one of Poland's most modern and actually also most punctual regional rail lines. That hurts as a German. Another episode with jokes about the German train operator. The track also is perfection for the modern day because it is a very beautiful setup to relieve congestion in the western suburbs and the roads towards the city, and it offers a reliable alternative to cars, especially when it's on time, not like the German trains. It is also integrated with the public transit system, so all in all, this is something more cities can have. This is something more cities should have a look at, especially over there in North America, let's say it like that. And it can be a positive example for a lot of railway projects. So I talked earlier about being happy that most of the white lines disappeared. I have two new ones. So the one from, let me actually show you, the one from Zachodnia all the way to this small village on the lake. Let's call it like that. And the second line is Legionowo to the place I can't pronounce, to this station. And I have also set up two lines we will do together. Centralna, yes, Centralna and Centralna, yes. From Centralna to Milonowek, to this station here. There will later be a train station next to it on the main line, so not sideline trains. And then the one to this place, Grodzisk Mazowiecki, will later get a beautiful station and is also on the main line, but this line, as I already told you, it has its purpose, and let's set it up. So relatively fast, I will actually copy this out and then delete it. Just don't ask why, you will understand it in a second. And then we will go in, it starts at Centralna, and this is one of the very rare times that I will actually set it up with the secondary platform. I hate it that you can't choose the signal there, that you have to do it there. Yes, I just don't like it. So let's go back to line. Yes, we have number 1 and so 11 and 12 as stop number 1. And then basically like all the other times, we go through all of these stations. Down here I can actually place one-way signals. I mean the end of line is not too far away. What did I destroy here? Everything. Yes, because I did not pay attention. This one belongs there. This one belongs there. So then just going through all the small stops. This is normally the perfect time to do some small talk. If you ever have to do something like this. Also, I'm sometimes really surprised by how creative they are. They take their town name and then they put the VKD behind it. And I believe the station here just has a normal town name. Not the most creative way to name your station, to just put that VKD behind it. So yeah, we go all the way to the station and then I clone the line. I put in the other line name here. So the one to, yeah, that's actually the one I want. So we then continue through here, all the way to there. So this way I don't have to do this entire time twice, or this entire track twice. I can now just go to the other one, find, yeah, here it's stop number 20. Wait, 19. Oh, I haven't put in the, that's why it's Podkowa Lesna, Podkowa Lesna, Podkowa Lesna, Podkowa Lesna. I just forgot to put in the other names. But let's continue with the rest of the line like that. Then I'll just take the advanced 2 and put it in there. And here we go. The entire line is set up and I just have no clue what actually to do. No, I have a clue what to do, because I will now go and search for trains that actually fit to this line, that actually fit somewhat to the realistic rolling stock. And while I do that, I hope that you have a nice day, because we're at the end of today's episode. See you in the next video, where I will tell you what trains I actually chose for this line, because I don't know yet. Have a nice day. See you soon again, and bye-bye.